of The Athletic.
Yes, Steve, good evening. What kind of minute restrictions or limitations will Evan face tonight?
He won't play his normal minutes, but they're comfortable that he can play over 20. So it'll be depending on halftime how he feels, but it's not one of those situations where he's going to start at like 12 or 14 minutes.
Josh, do you have follow-up?
I don't. Thank you for asking.
Philip Rossman Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
Hey, Coach. You mentioned yesterday also that Farouk was back in practice, at least doing some of the work there. How much is he doing, and kind of assess where he might be physically? I know you guys haven't been able to do a ton of contact, and kind of what's the process to get him back into the flow of things after being out for so long?
I mean, he's able to do non-contact things in practice, which is good, and he started to do some, one-on-one type things. I mean, he's still, it's not like MCW will be the next one that's closer. I think Farouk will still be, it's not days, it's more than that away. He's still got a little bit of work to do.
Okay, Dante Marcatelli, Fox Sports Florida.
All right, Cliff, Evan's such a big piece for this team. What are all the ways he helps this group on both sides of the basketball? How much does he help you getting him back tonight?
Well, I mean, last year was, I think, his most efficient offensive season. He was 17 and 9. He shot the ball very well. He gives us a place to go offensively. He's a very good catch and shoot player. He's a good pick and roll player, and he's a versatile defender. So, when you lose a guy like him, there's a lot of parts of it. It's not just the guy that you lose. It's what happens to your bench and your depth. And, so there's a lot of things that happen, but having him back will be a big step for us.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, with Evan back in the fold, how will you guys start tonight?
So Evan will start at the 2 and James will start at the 3. Duane and T. Ross will come off the bench with that second unit. And, again, depending on how Evan feels, there'll be some, stretches where they'll be overlapping there at the wings. But the 4 of them are all going to play, significant roles.
Jason Fleming, Florida Sun.
How you doing, Coach? Can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah,
Coach,
yeah,
can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. How you doing today, Coach?
Good.
Remembering the last game against the Knicks, physicality came into the play in the second half. What's your expectations on Cole Anthony as he gets more time on the court? And do you feel that the bench needs to be a little bit more aggressive when it's their time to play?
Well, I think that Cole's doing a good job, and I think people have to remember again, no summer league, no September workouts. I think he's a confident guy. There's a lot to learn in our league, and I think that he's doing a good job, and I think that he'll do better and better. In terms of our bench, I think you'll see our bench production will go up as guys come back. And, I think that's one of the things tonight with Evan coming back, we're able to play, more sustained minutes where we have better balanced lineups on the floor.
Okay, go back to Philip Rossman Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
Hey, Coach. You mentioned last game how important free throw shooting is, just how efficient that shot is. I know early in the season, the team was doing a really good job getting to the foul line. That's obviously tailed off a little bit. How do you go about trying to get players to attack the basket with the mindset of getting fouled, or how do you control that aspect of the game? Because getting the line seems like it is such an easy way to create points.
Oh, it's critical. And I mean, that was a big part of what we did yesterday. And again, it's just an emphasis of, obviously, guys have to play to their strengths. They have to play to their comfort zones. And yet, inside out, the ball hitting the paint, regardless of how it is, a pick and roll, a dribble handoff, a cut, or, just playing one-on-one is paramount to getting good shots. That's how you get spot-up threes. That's how you get fouled. That's how you shoot layups. So I think it's a combination of all those things.
Dante Marcatelli, Fox Sports Florida. You have another question, Dante?
No, I'm good, Joel. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Cliff.
Okay, go back to Jason Fleming.
Coach, talk to me about Ken Burch and his recent offensive explosion. Last year, I can barely remember him shooting buckets. Now, all of a sudden, he's feeling comfortable in his offensive game. What's going on?
Yeah, he's worked really hard. I think on all aspects of his game. His inside, his finishing inside with both hands, his spot-up shooting, which you can see. And the thing I like about it is he hasn't forgotten why he's so valuable offensively, and that's with screening. I know as of a few games ago, I think he was top 3 or 4 in screening assists in the league. And that's why guys enjoy playing with him so much.
Aaron Goldstone, Pinstripe Post.
Thank you, Coach. This year, you and your players, you've been, very outspoken and proactive about, the importance of civic duty and the importance of registering to vote and having your voices heard. I was wondering, between travels and between your walkthrough this morning, if you or your staff, your players, if you guys had a chance to watch the presidential inauguration, the ceremony, and if you had, any thoughts.
I did. We started our walkthrough this morning in the hotel at 11. So I didn't get to see all of President Biden's speech, but I saw him getting sworn in, and I saw also Vice President Harris, and some of the other coaches and the players were in the room too. And I just think, like, first of all, it's a historic moment. For Kamala Harris, she'll be our first woman vice president, woman of color. But more than that, I'm just a huge fan of hers. Watching her over the last 4 years when she's been in the Senate, the committees that she's on, I think she's a brilliant person. I think she's tough as nails. And I think she wants what's best for the country. I know she was one of the people, I think whatever sponsors or whatever would of the George Floyd bill, and hopefully, with her in the place of prominence that she's in, maybe that bill or aspects of that bill, which would help our country greatly, will have a better chance of getting passed. I think watching President Biden, the thing that he's doing, which I think is critical for where we're at right now, is his voice is all about unity and about working together. And, obviously we're in a tough place right now as a country in many ways. The pandemic, the economy, which is largely because of the pandemic, but also with what happened a couple of weeks ago, it's also, the issues of how much we disagree and how much our country is fractured. And it does start with, I think, a lot of what he said. I read his speech about we have to listen to each other, and we have to be open-minded, and we have to understand that if we don't work together, it's not going to get better. And I think that's a great message. I don't think it will be easy to do, but hopefully, if he continues with that message, and then our representatives and Congress follow his lead and show that they'll work together too, then we can start to take positive steps forward.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network.
Hey, Cliff, you've talked about Duane Bacon sort of changing his approach with the starters, bringing them in with the second unit. Do you expect him to be more on the attack? Will you call some sets for him?
That's really one of the reasons why. He's a scorer, and I just haven't been able to find ways to put the ball in his hands. I have actually almost all my staff have come to me about, we got to get him the ball earlier in possession some. so that he's not just playing when the ball comes to him. And I think playing with that second unit, it'll give me more opportunity to do that, which I think will help him also.
James Hill, Black's News Channel.
Coach, can you talk about Aaron Gordon? He's been able to bring the ball up court and handle the ball a lot. And just talk about an opportunity tonight to get a W against Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, and I said this to the team yesterday, his defense has been terrific. I mean, he played a great defensive game again, defending Julius Randle the majority of time the other day and did a great job. But his defense has just been, lights out. And he's handling his minutes at the point guard. I mean, he's probably been playing, 18 to 22 minutes a night at the point guard, which he's never done. And we've actually functioned really well with that team. And it's a big team. The team we started the fourth quarter with the other night, it's a big team. It's a terrific defensive team. There's things that we can do offensively so we can function well. So now as we get guys back, we have to figure out, because I don't want to lose that menu. I don't know how much time a game will go to it, but I do like the possibilities of what that group can become.
All right. Final question, Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. Do you have another question, Jake?
I'm good. Thanks, Joel.
All right. I think we're good, Cliff.